Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We are at 18837 Nixon Avenue here in West Linn. Located up on the rooftop, going down through a 3-inch ABS vent. We're going to check the overall condition, serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Got the bathtub running right now. Oh no, that's not what I was hoping to see there. I just turned the water off there. I'm not sure why the water was standing in the manner that it was. Anyway, we're going to probably go turn the water, but I want to make sure the line wasn't clogged. It almost had the appearance that it was trying to back up there. And we're going to run this thing dry here for a moment. We've had a lot of water go down the line. We'll turn it back on if it's needed. Alright, fire the water back up here. Anyway, the reason we're going to the vent here, our line's transitioning over to cast iron pipe now. And it's fairly easy to follow the sewer line. It looks like as you face the house, you got a big, huge root here. As you face the house from the street, the line exits out of the home about 3 to 4 feet in from the front right corner of the house. And when you start to expose the dirt there, or lift it up there, there's a ton of buried bricks and busted pavers and all kinds of junk. So how deep that thing is buried, I wasn't sure of, so I just opted to go to the vent. Anyway, we've got at least a root intrusion here to deal with, and even when roots are relatively small, I generally recommend them be repaired, but that one's good size. It's also in cast iron pipe, which already has a rougher texture to it. And then even more so, it's immediately outside the house. So if you get a blockage there, you do not have very much leeway to build head pressure and help bust the blockage loose, and your backup happens much faster. You position the same root intrusion 40 feet out from the house. It's a much different story. Not that I wouldn't recommend it be fixed, but it's a lower likelihood of a blockage and a backup to occur. I hope we can round this. This is a tricky spot here. At the distance we are from the home right now, even without going through a roof vent, that's a difficult spot there. I'm going to go locate and see where we are here, and we'll let the line drain off. Alright, so I just been located here. Line does a relatively straight shot. It goes out to the main through the front yard. Where we're located right now is right just barely beyond the street edge. If you look just down the road, if you're standing in the road facing the front of the house and you look to your left, over near the neighbor's house to the left, you'll see a manhole that's right on the edge of the street. What this is right here is a hard dive straight into the top of the main lateral. So right, if we could round that bend there, we'd be facing straight down into the main. So we're stopping just probably just a couple, 2-3 feet or so shy of the main lateral. And the remainder of the line there is just a vertical drop. And we're going to pull back here, see if we can't locate this root intrusion. We still have a little bit of water trickling to the line. It should be just about done draining off here in just a moment. That water you're looking at there is not standing though, it's all flowing. The line has really nice slope and grade to it. It's held up nicely, and it's very unique to have this much cast iron pipe. It's very rare. And if you're going to have old pipe products, cast iron is the stuff you usually want to have. It holds up better than, especially to root intrusions. Sadly, this one got one. But it's likely a pretty shallow spot where that root got in. And there looks like there's some good-sized trees very, very close to the line. But otherwise, what you'd normally have in this era is cast iron to just outside the house, and then concrete pipe the rest of the way. And I can promise you, if it were what you typically have, you'd have root intrusions throughout the entire sewer line, not just in one location. And this is a line worth keeping an eye on here and there, especially if you want to take advantage of a trenchless repair system at some points. It's obviously an older sewer line, but it's still by and large functioning nicely, other than the root intrusion area. That it behooves you to keep an eye on these and re-scope them periodically, every 2 years or so. And what you want to watch for, as any old line wears out, usually what starts to happen is either the joints start to open up to the ground, and if the line starts showing evidence of opening to the ground and allowing dirt and groundwater to seep in, the line can slowly but surely start settling. It can cause hydro erosion. It can basically suck all the dirt out from around the sewer pipe and erode the support from underneath it. If you let a line get too far gone in that way, you lose the ability to do a trenchless epoxy liner, and you're looking at a good old-fashioned dig-style repair, which generally speaking is much more expensive to deal with. Anyway, we're going to go locate here. Alrighty, so this root almost looks like it could actually be coming through the clean-out access, or the joint right adjacent to it. I've got such a nasty light glare up here, it's hard to see that, but that's right where I would expect to see a clean out. We're sitting about 2 feet outside the foundation wall there. It's a hard spot to mark with paint, clearly, because of how loose the bark dust is. The paint just blows the bark dust around. So I just shot a really good green dot on the ground there, about 1 foot 9 inches deep. I do highly recommend a repair there. I think it would be worth taking a shot at it. I'm fairly certain that that root is potentially growing straight through the top of the cleanout and or the joint right at it. You know, after the repair is done, it would be ideal to run the camera through there just to see if you can get through the last few feet of the line. And I'm going to go down the road there and try and put a flashlight down the manhole just to see how deep the line is. At the main there is only a few feet deep. We're probably only stopping shy of the main just a couple feet there. So anyway, everything beyond the root intrusion, you've got a cast iron line there that's in very fair condition for its age. It's what I would expect to see. It's got some scale buildup, not major amounts of it. What I'm not seeing is a lot of wear and tear or channeling in the flow line, which is good to see. So beyond the root intrusion, you got a line there that functions quite nicely. So I would just keep an eye on it here and there after taking ownership of the home, to keep an eye on it, especially if you want to take advantage of a trenchless epoxy liner. It's a good idea in general just to keep an eye on the line. But the other reason you want to do so too is when you repair that, you're going to have transition joints. You're going to have plastic meeting cast iron. Those transition joints are weaker joints to root intrusion, so it's something you want to watch for as time goes on to make sure re-intrusion does not occur there. After any repairs are completed, you want to make sure you re-scope the line, make sure everything looks good and didn't settle on you.